around this time. I was struggling last year. And we're in a room full of entrepreneurs, right? So we're not going to talk about the glory days. We're going to talk about the dark days and how to pivot. I had the hugest security company in Tampa, grossing over $1.5 million. It was called Rappack Worldwide Security. I didn't do my books right. I didn't have nobody looking over my situation. I hired people to do a job, and I went bankrupt. And God said, JR, you went a long way, but you went the wrong way. So I had to pivot. And I pivoted and I became a motivational speaker. Shout out to my other motivational speaker that I see in the gym. And I looked for guidance. And God was like, hey, JR, it's time. It's time to get on the stage. It's time to write your book. It's time to tell these fellow entrepreneurs and everybody that's struggling, hey, what it looks like. When I was struggling with entrepreneurship, it connected to my PTSD. I'm a retired military veteran. Almost took my life in March of 2022. And God said, hey, you need to go to Crossover Church. So after X invited me to the church and I met Pastor Tommy, I became more enlightened with the church and started to see how things were going. At that time, Pastor Tommy pulled me to the side and said, JR, you need to tell your message, but you need to tell your story every single day. And every single day, if you guys see on my page, The Hood Motivator, I tell you guys a tidbit and a story. And I motivate and I go around talking about the dark days of entrepreneurship. I'm not going to get up here and tell you guys about the Lamborghinis and the Rolex watches and apartment buildings and the houses that we are buying. That's good and all, but what about how we teach these kids how to understand when we fail, what are our resources? We've got to tap into Crossover Church. We've got to tap into Divine and his program for spiritual entrepreneurship. All these guys on the stage, you got to make sure that you have a support system. Right now, we have about 100 people in the building. This is our support system. We have to be able to tell that story looking like people like us. Like we see on commercials and we see on the videos and we see on the Instagram, everybody's spotlighting the highlights, right? Oh, let me get that Ferrari, let me get that Rolex, let me get them pair of shoes, let me go out, let me celebrate, let me celebrate. Let me tell you one thing, celebrate your wins, but also have an internal connection with your support system so if things fail, because they will fail. So we're not gonna get up here and say entrepreneurship is easy. It's very hard. When I lost my company, I lost everything. My company was my baby, and I relied on that because that's the story you tell us as veterans. When you get out, you start a company, that's the American dream, right? Everybody want to own something. And when I owned it, they took it away from me. And this is my story to let you guys know, to motivate you. If you're lacking on motivation throughout your day or your time or your year, tap into my page. I'm giving a free event, April 27th, for everybody to come for free. It's about mental health therapists, licensed therapists, motivation, entrepreneurs, and I'm setting up booths, and it's free for the community. I'm not from here, I'm from Long Beach, California, born and raised, but Tampa's my home now. Actually, I live in Venice, but Tampa Church, Crossover, this is my home, and I want to give back to the community and let them know that if you're struggling, you can tap in with guys like me. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you a lie and say, hey, it's easy. I'm going to tell you, hey, listen, get back up and get moving and tap in with Divine. Thank you guys for coming. Tap into my Instagram, The Hood Motivator, and tap into my YouTube, Right Hand to God. I got a podcast, and if you are an entrepreneur that inspired and you want to get on my podcast, tap in with me, and I do your clips. I do everything for free. And I want you guys to know that I love you and I'm proud of everybody in this room.
So, two things. Say March 13th. So we got this event called The Plan. So